Say, let's try that one. Let me go into the options as well. I'm not going to turn on the camera.
Hello, hello. Can anyone hear me?
Okay, this is going to be very, very awkward. I had the stream in mute for some reason.
Oh, for God's sake. Well,
I'm not the best when it comes to streaming. I don't stream very often.
right, we have been running for
8 minutes.
probably about 8 minutes yet. So, like I said at the beginning, if anyone heard us, probably you didn't, but I'll say it again.
Let's just restart.
We may have some issues coming into this race, as it's just proven there for the first 8 minutes or so. So, yeah. This could be a very interesting lobby for you guys to hear. Probably not one of the greatest either, because obviously, as I said before, again, you're not listening. James is not here for this week because of he's getting his booster jab to see his family. So it's me hosting the lobby. I'm glad I didn't do like a pun at the beginning of the stream because it would have been a waste of time. Yeah, it's myself, Michael F1, hosting the lobby with by my side Evil Zook. Again, Evil Zook, do you want to say hello?
Hello, welcome to the stream. Looking forward to today's race. Going to be a very good one indeed. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yep, who knows what's going to happen indeed. Hopefully I can try and repeat what I just said the last 8 minutes ago, because I felt really confident in myself right up to that point. Now I'm trying to repeat all of that again. Right, but yeah, the championship standings, as we saw before, which was Baraka leading the way by 6 points over Jensen. Jensen was behind about a fortnight ago, quite a long way away, ever since Russia. He's managed to close back up after Baraka had not the best races last week in Japan. So, yeah, the title was really on for those two. And constructors-wise, Alfa Romeo is leading the way by a long way from AlphaTauri, with Red Bull closing up, followed by McLaren. I haven't got my phone on me. I'm just guessing.
Followed by McLaren, Mercedes, and Alpine battling for P4.
Right. Just to make sure, before I continue anymore, can anyone actually say hello in the chat? And can you make sure you can hear us, because we don't want to waste our voice anymore. But as we see now, out of all of this, it is 9 o'clock right now, and we should be running with 17 drivers. Which are we missing anyone?
17 have responded.
As we have 17 now.
Yeah. So it looks like today we are missing both Williams drivers. It looks we've missing out one of the Hasses, and we have lost an AlphaTauri for today. Obviously, as Michael mentioned, with the constructors battle, Baraka has mainly been a one-man constructor. So could he have put a battle for the constructors if he had a teammate here every single week? Would you say, Michael?
I'll probably say yes, because he has been really consistent, and obviously, if we looked at the beginning of the season, I believe Macho didn't have the greatest start, where Jensen was flying off the bat. But ever since Macho's win back in Netherlands, he has been flying ever since, fighting for podiums week in, week out. So I would say the stands are really in the right order from my point of view. But yeah, Baraka's doing an amazing job just to keep that constructor's position as it stands right now. But as we can see, in qualifying, it is nice and sunny, no sign of rain whatsoever in qualifying, at least. And well, before we see the first guys out on track, I'm gonna shoot the gun right now. Evil, who do you think is going to be your top three coming into this race?
In no particular order, I'm going to put Jensen in there. I'm going to say Lou, and the debutant for today, Milan.
I'm glad you point that name out, because obviously what I said at the beginning of the stream, I might find it hard to pronounce everyone's names, even though I probably talk to you a lot occasionally. I do find it hard to pronounce your name, so please forgive me if I say your name wrong, like like Rocco, I might have called him Rock out on another day basis, for example. But yeah, I'll probably go for. I think the top two in the championship probably. I'll probably say Jensen on pole. I'm only saying that because he was leading the last race we were here before the connection issues, and yeah, I would say Baraka in second, and I tell you what, I might go Henry in third for a curveball.
Yeah. As now we follow Sem, the first one out here for the Aston Martin team, on his outlap. A lot of drivers going to the softs. Could that possibly mean wet weather could be on the way? Because obviously we know tyre wear's not the best around here. Or are they all planning to start on the softs, push to the top 10, and maybe one stop it go into the hards?
I mean, it is probably doable, especially for these F1 drivers. I mean, we see people very consistent with their tyre wear during the races, while we also see other people just going for it and probably make the two-stop work, but it's a very, very long pit lane in this French Grand Prix. But yeah, like you said, it could be a wet river race, so it may be on the cards for a repeat. Last time out we were here, as who would be the first one on the lap? It looks like it would be
Sam will be the first one. Yeah.
Sam Games, I can say that name correctly, so we've got no problem with that name. As we see him coming towards the last corner, and no traffic ahead of him. He's got a McLaren coming out of the pits, but I think he should clear that just in time.
Yeah.
As we see the first lap of this qualifying. Do you want to take it away, Evil?
Yep, I haven't got the corner names up here, but I'll try my best. As we come now through to the turn 1, want to take it into 4-4-5. It's whatever's comfortable. Very easy to invalidate on the exit if you're not careful, or to spin it. Now we come down to a very tricky part of the track into turns 3, 4 and 5. Down to 6 where you see the first DRS detection zone of the Grand Prix. Down the main DRS straight. Now, the interesting thing is Mika has retired, so I wonder what's happened there. Looks like it's in the pit. But, coming down now into 8 and 9, as we saw in the actual French Grand Prix. Max Verstappen make the move as he is invalidated. So, see who is next.
It is the Alpine behind him, which is Kia. Who's on a flying lap.
Yeah, yeah. So I
think this is Look, like I said, this is going to be not a simple stream for people watching, so I do apologise. But yeah, he's go on.
I do believe it is actually Milan on the flying lap. So you now go down through to the fast right-hander. Very, very critical on what gear to take it. Obviously, a lot of people choosing the fifth gear. But here we come as he invalidates, and now we go to Kaya.
There you go.
Obviously, for Alpine's home Grand Prix.
Yep, coming on to the last corner now. Keeping it on the line, between the lines, which he's done very well, is the first Baker lap. As we're going to see, it's going to be a 1:29.1. Good lap so far.
It's a good lap there.
Yep, as we see Jensen, who's on his flying out now, coming towards the end of the laps. I don't know the corners myself either, so this is not. It's going to be like a simple 1, 2, and 3 corners. But yeah, here comes Jensen on his first flying lap. Is he going to be even quicker than?
No,
it's not. Only like nearly a 10 down. Yeah. So it must be a very cautious lap, because obviously the first people on their flying laps is going to be a very cold track.
As now we follow Zero, who's going to cross the line here. He goes third. So time's definitely a very consistent between the drivers. As Jonah goes fastest of all for the Red Bull team. As we see MedTC Dartuna now, obviously promoted from F2 to F1 in a reserve drive for Mercedes. Absolutely amazing lap there. 0.3 faster than Jonah.
Wow, that's an amazing lap. He's a little bit glitching on that first corner, but he should be okay. As Gamer, Sam has got an invalid lap again. But we see Baraka on a fast lap now. He's gone fastest in the first sector.
Mentos here goes 6th fastest.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on Baraka. He's got a clear track ahead of him, coming towards the middle part of the lap, and he's got yellow flags in the middle sector, but I think that's just car slowing down. Again, he's got no traffic ahead of him whatsoever, flat out on the right hander, and now he dropping down to 6th gear, now 5th and 4th, keeps dropping down all the time, and nice clean exit, go as wide as possible to cut in on your left side, and then open your steering wheel maximum as you can, very cleanly indeed, coming up to the second to last corner now. Hug that inside line, open your car out to turn into the last tight right-hander, open your steering wheel and all the way down to the start-finish line. And is this going to be on pole position? Nope, second place.
And just 19 milliseconds there between Dark Junior and Baraka. But Baraka as well, on 2 lap hold softs. I don't think that'll be the tyres he'll start the race on. So whether he goes for another lap is the question.
Well, everyone's going to be on their second laps. I mean, obviously now the track is getting warmer and warmer now, the more these cars go by. And as you see, Mentos is slowing down as he's channeling into the pits. Make sure you don't cross that white line into the pit lane, as we will be watching and checking. But in the race, I don't think it matters in qualifying, but that's just a little heads up for your drivers. Yeah, as Hamala has got invalidated laps, so hopefully he'll be going again. As Milan, is he on a flying lap?
Yep, he is on a flying lap here. 21.9 in the first sector. As Dark Tuna has left.
Well, I did say that he had a bit of a connection issue after he did that fast flying lap. I was watching him. So hopefully, if anyone knows him, can actually send him an invite to get back in. Otherwise, it's going to be a very unfortunate event he has. But
here comes the Alpines. There he is. He's back in. Oh, the Alpines here playing the team game here. Seeing Kaya give the slipstream to Milan on his flying lap.
Yeah, and they're in a sector of their own as well, so he might return the favour when Kaya
goes through his fast lap.
That's the one. He's going to stop when he starts his flying lap on the back straight. But let's see if this makes any difference, or obviously it will make a difference for Milan because he hasn't set a lap time yet. But let's see where this puts it. Yep. Probably in the top 5, maybe. More than top 5. Wow.
So the slipstream does make quite a good difference there. So Alpine, good to see them at their the team's home Grand Prix, playing the team game. Right, will Milan return the favour?
Well, he can't now because he's invalid on the first corner. So, hopefully he's got enough fuel to maybe go again, or will he come in for an extra set of soft tyres? But like you said, everyone's on soft tyres now, so it might be raining at the start of the race. So maybe that's why Baraka did that extra lap on the soft tyres. So maybe go on.
Let's just have a look, see who's on their fast laps here. Harm going slow has invalidated. Yet to set a time there, so I do believe he will be coming in for a fresh set of soft tyres.
So I'm on board with Henry, I believe. He's on his out lap, sorry. But I know Jensen is, but he's still in the first sector. I don't know if anyone's on their fast lap further up the road.
Lou has invalidated his lap. MedTC here.
Sorry, Alpine's doing the team game, so is Alfa Romeo with Macho giving Jensen the slipstream and he's got clean air ahead of him also. So does this make a difference? Yeah, he's half a second down on the pole man, Imola, but we'll see in this final sector as that slipstream may have paid a difference. Obviously it did for Alpine drivers, but hopefully it will for the Alfa Romeos. Did he go quicker? I didn't see that delta time.
I don't know.
But let's see it anyway, because he's got a clean track from here to the finish. He's got an Aston Martin coming through the last corner, but he's going to start his final lap, which is Henry. and nice and tidy. No jerking on the power. Controls the car on the back end. DRS open, and it's all straight down to the line. It's just going to be up there. He's only goes fourth.
So fourth
with his championship
there.
Yeah, with his championship rival still ahead of him. As we see, Yorno coming up to the finish line. He's got traffic though. He had Sam in the way. I don't think he's damaged him too much. He's got Baraka ahead of him though. Might get DRS off him. Let's see where this put him. He's fifth at the minute. Is this going to be a put ahead of Jensen?
It's put him second.
Only 2 thousandths off pole. So after Japan, he's just come alive in this Red Bull the last 2 weeks now. But we'll see what happens as we see Baraka now on his flying lap.
As we talk about as we talk about the team game, now Jensen giving the slipstream to Macho, as I just caught it, as Macho holds off his lap. So I don't know what's going on there.
I think Dark Tuna was coming behind on his lap, and I think he was more closer to Macho, so he had to back out of it. But as we see, has Macho gone faster? No, he didn't go fast in the first sector. He's gone fastest in the middle sector there, Baraka, so watch out for him coming up to the last part of the lap. As you see Dark Tuna on the second to last corner. No traffic whatsoever for him. He's got a teammate ahead of him. He's P3 at the minute. Is this going to put him on pole because it's quite close between the top three? No,
puts
him
P2.
Look how close it is as well between those top four.
Only
inside of a 10th. Wow.
200 separating the top three there.
Yep.
Which is absolutely insane.
Who else was on lap? Baraka. There we go. I was just finding him. And he's gone pole a 1:28.5 by the looks of it. So he's the first man in the 28.5s. Now come up to the business end of quali, as if I can try to see what the time is.
Mentos is improving here by 3 tenths. Down into turn 14 here. Penultimate corner into the heart of braking zone of 15. So 3 tenths. So that will put him at about P6.
Yeah, he's P9.
It's only P9.
But his times are really, really close. Wherever you look at it, really, from P4 to P1, down to P6 to P10. As we see, I just remind Lou down in P10. So I don't know if he's had some issue or has he got a good, just not a good run in. Either way, he's not normally down in P10, so we need to just keep an eye on him. As Zero is also down there. He's got an invalid lap though.
It's an outlap, so it's fine.
Yeah, but the same time it is an outlap, so he should be okay. He's got a nice clean track ahead of him. No one coming out of the pits, so he's got no problems whatsoever. As is anyone else on a flying lap behind him?
Davey just pitted. There seems to be a bit of a communications thing going on down at coming up into 14 between the two Alpha Tauris here and the Alpine.
Well, I think we should stay on board with Zero because I think he's literally the first and only guy on a flying lap so far.
Milan's just about to start this.
Yeah, as Zero has gone just a tenth and a half up on his own time. On the main back straight now, no troubles with traffic. He might wish he had a teammate to give him some team tactics here, but unfortunately he's got no one to support him, so he's got to do it on his own. Unfortunately, he's cut the corner down the middle part of the lap, so yeah, unfortunately for him, down P12. As we probably see, Milan, is he on a lap?
He's invalidated, so trying to have a look. They were the only two, so everyone else is on an outlap. Obviously, Zero meant to be teammates with MedTC, but obviously didn't pick the right car in time. But as Milan cuts the
I believe if he's a reserve, I don't think it really matters. At least we got some drivers out there.
This is why we're talking about names here. MedTC is actually Hamilton or something. for Haas full time. So he just changed his name recently. So
I didn't know you had a problem with names as well, so that's just going to make it more interesting. Yeah, but hopefully you guys are still watching the stream and giving us quite support, because we really do need it, because we don't normally do this on our own. Basically, as we have mentioned, the fabulous James is getting his booster jab and seeing his family, and to be honest, he pretty much deserves literally a little break from FRL. So, hi James, if you're watching. As we go back to the action now,
Jensen just invalid.
He should have enough time. Hopefully he's got enough fuel to actually get another lap in as we're closing up to this qualifying session, as Milan is on his flying lap at the early part of the lap, but there's a lot of traffic in that first sector.
Obviously Jensen now moving out the way. AlphaTauri and the Alfa Romeo. We follow on with Macho here. It's very, very close. Not even a second separates first to 13th here, so it's insane how close everyone is.
I mean, you think about consistency, and then you see this. Who do you choose for pole? As Macho, it's got a little wiggle along coming out of that corner, but he's getting a slipstream of Rocco on the exit, so hopefully there won't be damage too much there. But Macho backs out of it. So that's unfortunate for. Is Lou also on a flying lap? I don't know who's ahead on track.
Zero is out.
Right, but he retired in the pit, so I think there's not enough time for him to do another run. As we see, he's doing his flying lap now. As I think it's Milan coming towards the last corner now, so I think it'll be the first one of many to complete his final run.
Henry will be first here. He's invalidated, so that worked.
Right, so here comes Milan. Is he going to nick pole off Baraka on his debut?
Yes.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Another two thousandths of a second. Baraka's on a flying lap though. He's got traffic though with the Ferrari. Is he going to snatch pole back? Oh no, sorry. He was on his flying lap. He's now on his flying lap, so I do apologise. Got a bit too excited there. But he's got traffic at the meantime, as we see Jensen now on his flying lap now, as qualifying is now finished.
Luca's
so doing that.
P7.
And now he's down to P8. Yeah, good luck from them. Crucial to get those laps in, because I think they were down the order. Lou's still down there though, he's dropping down quite a lot, as we see Davey has just posted his final lap to go into 6th. Good luck from him. As we see Jensen, who else is on a flying lap in the front?
I think the main one is going to be Baraka. His Dark Tuner retired from the session right at the... I do believe that is out of the way anyway. It's on track, but out of the way. It's Baraka here. We're going to follow him through for his lap here. He was actually, I do believe, as Jonah takes the pole.
Yeah, but comfortably, quite a lady attempt, but Jensen's going to be the next one behind him. Actually followed by the Aston, but he's done... That's Henry up to P6. Good, decent lap. Very close between the lot, but Jensen goes wide at the last corner. He's going to lose a massive amount of time now. Is he going to... I don't think he's going to improve.
Enough.
No, it's not.
No.
As Baraka comes behind him now, and he gets pole position.
5 milliseconds.
Wow. That's close. Where's Matt? Is he going to get pole? No, he's not. He's down in P10. But now that looks like qualifying done. Where's Macho though? He's on an invalid lap.
Yeah, let's see. And that is qualifying over. Both runners on laps, however, both invalidated.
Yeah, and there you go. There's your qualifying, and there's your pole man. Baraka on pole, followed by Yorno and Milan, and Dark Tuner, Rocco, Jensen, Henry, David, Kia. Oh, I was doing so well with my names. Kia. I'm going to say his name wrong so many times. Med.
I'm just saying Med DC.
I call him DC. Or TC. So, there you go.
Fill out your top 10 today.
Yeah, that's your top 10, followed by Lou. Macho, surprisingly, out of the lot, I believe. He's down in P12 followed by Mentos and Zero, Amalan and Mika and Sam Games. Which, for my first attempt doing that name check, I think I did pretty well.
Yeah, but there we see the gaps
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, it'll be quite interesting. I think there's probably 3/10 covers the top 10.
No.
I'm massively off.
6/10 on the dot covering the top 10.
Wow, but it just proves that track was definitely warming up to drivers, as we did see earlier on. But yeah, that's your top 10, as before. As we go all the way down, everyone on the soft. So you're probably right when it comes to the race. It probably will be a wet race, which could be quite interesting. Maybe that's why Jensen is down there. I could be wrong, but yeah, actually look at Rocco as well.
There's Rocco.
Sam has left the session. Hopefully someone can join him back in.
You should have the invite for the group chat, but for the interview chat.
Yeah, but yeah, Tuna on his dark debut. That didn't make any sense. Right, Dark Tuna on his debut as a reserve driver for Mercedes P4, brilliant stuff from him.
As well, Milan on his FRL debut here in season 13, P3. So very, very strong from him.
Yeah, quite a lot of debutants just in this season alone. Could be a very interesting one. As you have predicted, it is a wet race, and it looks like, by looking in that Mercedes garage, it looks like a Inter's race. So this could be very interesting, because this is when setup Sam probably skill comes into play now. So yeah, we could actually see a similar race to last time we were here. Again, hopefully there won't be any connection issues. Hopefully that will not happen when these drivers do come back, like Sam Gamer and so on and so on. Yeah. But yeah, once we see the top 10, I'm going to ask you for your top 3 in the race predictions, which would be very interesting indeed. As the time clocks down to 0, and there we go. There's your top 10. Who will be your top 3 in that race, Evil?
Well, you've got to consider as well strategy. Because it's into weather, we could see it dry up at some point in the race. So it could be down to who gets the whoever is the bold and goes to the dries first, maybe. But I'm going to put my race winner to be on debut, IFR Milan. I'm going to say in P2 I'm going to put Baraka, and in P3 I'm going to put Jensen. They're pretty boring there, but
boring, but could be true.
Yeah.
I'm not really too sure. As we saw the predictions of tyre pit stops, it says a free stop for the drivers, but it's probably mainly going to be a 2-stop, maybe a 1-stop if the weather plans out to dry later on in the race. Hopefully it does, because we'll see some gamblers going for the risky tyre switch, which it has happened before. As I know from F3, my teammate Cassidy made a risky jump from dries onto a wet circuit, even though it was still, apparently it was drying already compared to his POV. But yeah, this is a track that you just don't know when it's gonna be dry or not. But as we see the sun coming out in the distance as we onboard Baraka, and he is a long way away from the pack here, so he doesn't want to get too far. You don't want to have cold tyres coming into the side of the grid. You want to back everyone up so you can have the equal tyre percentages as everyone else. Got there in the end. But yeah, back to my top 3. I think Baraka might get this one. I think out of the 2 contenders, but I think Dark Tuna might get 2nd and Milan 3rd. as we see the drivers line up, especially at the back. Sam Gamer has dropped a long way back from this lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's allowed. We have to look at that after the race.
Unless it's AI or something, it could be.
That is true, because I didn't see him join the session. Hopefully, if he does join, he won't mess up the lobby. Hopefully, he won't. Right, as we see drivers line up, as we see Rocco joining. There we go. Right, here we go for your French Grand Prix for the second time running the season. 5 red lights and away we go. As we see Brocky, there we go start as Yorno out to tyre spin. As we see Milan going down the inside. Is he going to go down there?
Yes, he's going to be bowled into turn 1.
Yeah, as we see Jensen holding P6 position. As we see spinning in the background. Who's that?
It's Davey. The Ferrari of Davey has spun it.
Yeah, it's quite carnage in the middle part of the packet. It looks like Hamalan's getting involved. Literally crashing the back red ball of Lou. Side by side with Macho. Is he going to go around the outside? Gets squeezed by Macho, but luckily keeps it on the road. As Mika is watching these two as well. As we see back at the front, Henry is getting passed by the Alpine. Just about. And so far, apart from Davies, it doesn't look like anyone's made collisions so
it's
far.
Harm.
Oh, I had to open my mouth when it happened there. I'm
it's
so
the commentator's curse.
No, that's my first commentator's curse, I believe, in FRL. Oh no, but I'm sorry about that. But I don't think there's any damage. I don't know who
I'll
was
have a
he
look on
with.
his car. Doesn't look like any damage. And we'll look
as we see Dark Tune get down the inside of Rocco.
Dark Tune.
Yep. I don't know what corner it is. I'm trying to get 14. The corners as much.
We're 14 here.
Right, 14. This must be 15.
Yeah, heartbreaking zone. As Dark Tune is going to dive it down the inside of 15. We're going to go wheel to wheel. Wheel banging here.
That's a lot of wheel bang. Yep, there's a lot of wheel bang between them two. Luckily, they did not spin out as Baracus leads the way of lap 1 out of 27 as Dark Tuna is trying to get that position off Rocco. Rocco did a quite good stop actually. He started from 5th on the grid, went up to 4th, jumped Tuna on the start. Hopefully he can actually keep that car on track compared to previous races. And I'm trying to catch my breath because I never really talk this much like James does. Yeah. So as we see Jensen trying to get past Dark Tuna on the exit of turn 4 I think it was. We'll get a little bit of a tank slapper. Alright, turn 6. Got a bit of a tank slapper though, which is bringing Kia in the frame of an opportunity for P6 himself. Is just going to go defensive. No, he's not. He holds that position well. And it looks like people are sorting themselves out finally on halfway through this lap 2 as we see Mika get a slide on behind Macho.
But it is Baraka who leads the Grand Prix by 2 Milan here, 5/10 separate gap, and Jonah in 3rd. Then go a bit back. The top 3 getting a gap to 4th of 1.3 now, so the top 3 definitely excelling in these conditions. Rocco seems to be struggling a little bit compared. Dark Tuna and Jensen following up behind in 5th and 6th. With a little bit of a train forming, obviously not a DRS train, as we're not going to see DRS unless it dries up.
Yeah, as we see, Dark Tuna got a little bit of a tank slap there on the coming up to the last corner, getting that traction down. He's eagerness to pass Rocco as much as he can. Obviously, if you've been watching F1 FRL, and if you're a fan of Rocco, he hasn't really been in this position that much because he's been struggling for like rear traction on his car, but it looks like in these conditions he's coping up with it very nicely in P4. I know it's only a lap 3, early doors yet, but he's doing a great job so far for McLaren at least. As we see his teammate is trying to stick with Macho, hopefully pass him, but I think he's just trying to find his feet. I think that's the key also, trying to, with these early stages of the race in these conditions, you can't fight it out too much because you just don't know what your balance is, what and what the aerodynamics is behind another car in these conditions as well. So it's important to find a rhythm with these cars and try and get a feel. I lost my words again. As we see, Kaya behind Jensen now is going to go down the inside of turn 12. I think it was
12. Yeah, no, I think this is 12.
Well, I'm getting there. As they're still side by side as Gear goes round the outside of Jensen. Jensen's still
he loses the back end a little bit there.
Yeah, Jensen managed to hold on. Or has he? He's still going around the outside. Jensen's not giving him any space as Mentos gets a 3-second penalty.
Gets 2 3-second penalties.
That's quite a weird one, actually. But as saying that, Jensen did a fantastic switchback on the last corner on Kia, so he managed to hold on for P6. As we see Henry joining this battle now, he's going to be very interesting to watch. And if these guys make collision, he's up to P6 himself. And
in other news, quickly as well, sorry to cut in, F2 are now on a restart. Must have had another glitch, so glitch is now stopping David winning his title, so bit interesting, huh?
As we see yellow flags, as we see, who was I spinning?
Now that's Henry out. Henry has spun out here into turn 6, I do believe.
Yeah, and he's done the order. He's second to last as an Aston Martin wooden spoon. Not ideal for him. I don't know what happened. I believe he lost under power. Following Kia and Jensen.
Zero makes the move here on Mentos.
Yeah, as we see the flying stars of F1 with Macho and Zero still down there, not really making much of a ground. As we see Zero down the inside of Mentos, down 12, gets the move done. And does he hold position, or does he? Because here comes Mentos coming back again. It's side pods.
As Mentos is spun, he's round.
Yep, he's round. I was on board with that as well. Went too deep into Macho and he spins again. So how did he not lose his rear wing there? He hit the wall quite hard actually. As Baraka puts another fastest lap 5 now, and the gap is 1.1 seconds between Baraka and Milan. As Mentos gets
another penalty.
Yeah, he retires from this race. He's had enough.
Yeah.
Lap 5 into this race, he clearly didn't have the serve. He clearly didn't have the. Yeah. I would say the mental strength for these conditions, unfortunate for him. But yeah, as you see, Hamilton's got a 3-second penalty now, so
yeah,
the first one of the guys that are still racing. As Milan's getting under pressure by Yorno here for P2, but Yorno goes too deep. Take over.
As we just ride on board here with Baraka. Purple sector 1 this lap. He is definitely looking to push again for another fastest lap, building the gap to 1.5 seconds to Milan. That is very impressive, especially in these conditions where you don't expect it as much with the gaps. It definitely shows who is more like experienced in the wet, who's more calm under pressure in these conditions.
Yeah, and I think this is pretty much a reflect to Belgium a couple months back. See yellow flags in the middle sector, and it looks like an Aston Martin again.
AlphaTauri
this time.
And it's Med TC.
Yeah, TC spinning around down in turn 13, I think it was on the exit. Yep. So, but he's still in this pack, he's still racing. He's not going in the pit, so he didn't pick up any damage, which is good for him. But he's got Henry now coming all over the back of him now. He's going to make a move down into turn 1. As Jordan picks up a 3-second penalty. As he does, yeah. We do like saying the same things, don't we, Evil?
Yeah. Yeah.
But, but lap 6 now, the gaps between everyone are pretty still close, actually, despite all the spins so far, which is quite interesting. But do you think it's going to dry up coming towards the end of the race? Because it doesn't look like there's cloud skies, and it looks like the rain is easing up by the looks of it.
Well, what we do know is if there is if it does start to dry up, and it'll be interesting to see who will be the one to bite the bullet. Obviously, going back into F4, for example, we saw some drivers in Canada when it was raining bite the bullet. I only remember that because it was me who did it. But from the back, if you're at the back of the grid and there's a safety car, you might as well risk the dry tyres. As Dark Tuna here and Rocco battling wheel to wheel into turn 13 here. As that's a very exceptional move here by Dark Tuna. And he's going to start to look to close the gap here onto Jonah. Effectively P3 at the moment, with penalties ensued. Because he loses the rear end there.
Yeah, you lost the rear end. You're right, but Rocco was down on ERS power, so I don't know if there's a difference in the wets. You can tell if someone's derating on the straights in the wets, but yeah, he was losing a lot of energy to keep him behind, and I think Dark Tuna has made the opportunity work now as he's slowly building a gap now away from Rocco, and Jensen is the next car to pounce on him. Is he going to make this move down here on this first straight? As you see, Hamilton has got another 3-second penalty to his name. He's not enjoying these conditions whatsoever. He's desperate to go into wet tyres if it's possible. But as you see, Kia is behind him. Also, Jensen he's flashing quite a lot. Is he running out? He's also running low on ERS.
6% at the moment, pushing everything. Obviously, the flashing light's not meaning the most here, as it's the wet conditions, so everyone's going to have it. But
yeah, actually, I was quite an idiot. I didn't have my energy supply on my screen, so I couldn't tell if they were low at all. But Jensen getting under pressure though now by the Alpine driver of Kaya, and Kaya has got 40% of energy left to his name compared to Jensen's, who's reaching 20, and Rocco's gone back up to 40 now. So Jensen's not pushing as well as I thought. Maybe he's just being patient earlier on, just still finding his feet. But yeah, his championship rival though slowly easing away. But Milan's coming back at him actually. The gap was 1.5, now it's 1.1. With Yorno hot on his heels also. This will be quite interesting when it comes to the first pit stops, if the conditions stay as they are even.
Yeah, looking at ERS, Baraka looks like he's just conserving his energy. He's about 50 in the 50s here, pushing a bit harder. Milan looks to have been pushing as he's running low. As Jonah looked like to make the move for second place. It down into turn 8 and 9. There they go, wheel to wheel. There's a bit of a wheel bang. Who will get out on top? Will it be the Alpine or will it be the Red Bull man? The Red Bull has more ERS.
Yeah, they're both using it, but I think the Red Bull might have him here. He might have to concede the Alpine driver, and he does, which is pretty much a sensible thing. I don't think he would do anything there, but yeah, that releases Yorno now over to get Baraka, but now he's got that 3-second penalty now over his name for the rest of the remainder of this race. So from his point of view, he's probably not hoping for a safety car to get in the way from this run, as he's already, look at him pulling away already, just in like 2 corners. He's already half a second away. So he must have a really good, probably a wet setup to his name. I'm not sure, but now we're 8 laps into this lap. If you look at the clouds, it's looking more brighter as we see the sun coming through. So we could maybe see
yellow flags.
People coming in. As we, I was going to say, Sammy's disconnected.
TC, yellow flags.
Oh, unfortunate for him. I think his tyres may be getting overcooked for spinning. I think 2 laps to go. So, unfortunately, he needs to keep his composure, still carry on. Hopefully, there'll be safety cars on the way for his point of view. But now the gap has opened up now to 1.7 from Baraka to Yorno. And Rocco's still holding 5th. Very comfortably. Jensen is holding on to him, followed by Kaya and Lou, and Mika is joining, and Macho as well. There's a bit of a train coming up between well, P5 and P10.
I think it's drying. Riding on board here with Rocco, there's not actually. It doesn't look like there's rain falling. I don't know whether it's just us, but there's no rain. So, will we start seeing the track dry up and a lot of drivers going to the mediums or the hards? It's going to be a bit of a gamble.
I'm actually on board with Baraka. I'm sorry if I'm missing any action, but I'm on board with Baraka. He's actually, the way he turns into turn 12, and obviously this one turn 13, he looks like he's struggling to turn into the corner and quite slow coming out of it. So I think it's time to pit now, really.
As Baraka doesn't pit, let's see what Jonah doesn't. Will any driver bite the bullet as Tuna doesn't?
I mean, when you look at the guys near the back of the field,
more like your
Zero. As Zero does come in.
So we're going to follow on Zero here for the pit stop, see what he goes to.
I mean, it's like you said, it is not raining, and there is a dry line on its way on the racing line. So I think it is in the 2-lap window now.
He's putting on the mediums.
He's on the medium tyres. I don't know if it's possible going to the end of these tyres, but he certainly will have a very comfortable advantage at this stage, this 1 lap, which he was in P12, wasn't he, before the pit stop?
Yeah, I do.
Right, so as we try and stay with Zero as much as we can.
We'll keep an eye on the gap, see what happens.
Yeah.
As he's losing a bit of time, but isn't that just heating up? Yellow flags ahead, and that's TC off again, it looks like, with a spin.
As I'm on board, yeah, he is struggling. I think his tyres are overcooked, even if it is inters or not. I do think he's overcooked those tyres a little bit. He's still carrying on, as we see Baraka now is in that 1 second window between Yorna and Baraka now, and now the sun's coming. Now the sun's coming out and it's drying, and Hamalan has got another 3 second penalty.
Harm with the penalty.
I'm sorry if I'm getting your name wrong, but now we're looking at Zero. I mean, the gap was 10.10 seconds. Now it is back to 10 seconds.
Is Jonah going to have a look here into turn 1? Baraka did go wide out the exit of turn 15 there.
See yellow flags into Zero. Is clearly not ready, not quite yet. I think he jumped the gun way a bit too early. Unless he got... Go on.
If there's a safety car and he's able to start gaining on a lot of people, maybe, just maybe, he could fly up the pack. Especially if he braves it out on their mediums.
But let's go back on this lead pack though, as Yorno is right behind Baraka now. It's just gone down to a second in 1 lap ago. Now it's 4/10, and now he's closing up. Unfortunately, with no DRS. DRS is not available at this point, so it's not drying off just yet. But Yorno is all over the back of Baraka, but he has got that 3 second penalty over his name. And as we see, Kaya still behind Jensen, struggling to get past him. Jensen's not making an impact earlier in this race as we thought. But he's just still holding on comfortably for P6, which I believe he started on, so not too bad from him. Lou is trying to hold him as well, but he's got Mika for company behind him. Down the turn 12, Macho is with them as well, and so is Davey. I believe. Nope, Davey's much further back. I was looking at the wrong car. But yeah, Mika is, I think losing traction now coming out of turn 13, which could be much of a struggle as he's gone too deep, and Mika's going to have the undercut coming up to the last corner. He's going to get in the slipstream. Now he is. He's going to have that run down turn 1. I don't think he's going to get that done. No, I don't think. But the sun's out now. Evil. Yeah. So surely it's time for wets now.
Wet? Okay.
Oh god, no! Dry tyres. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we'll go on to the full wets.
I've been talking too much. I don't even know what I'm saying either.
Yeah, it's fine. But
as we see it, yeah. Sorry, go on.
It's not looking like the dries yet. I mean, looking at Zero, he's losing a lot of time to TC, but he's gaining. Wait, as soon as I say that, he's gaining, losing. Make your mind up. Which one are you going to do?
I think he's still struggling for grip, really, but he's still keeping it on the black stuff. He's still keeping it nice and really, but 3-second penalty for Rocco now, again under pressure by Jensen. As we see the Dark Tuna, has he made the move on the inside?
Jonah makes the
wheels. They got off track at down turn 12, and
as they're coming down through to turn 12 now, Baraka and Jonah as well. Has Jonah got Baraka? Is they going to go wheel to wheel into turn 13 on to the run of 14?
They're still side by side. Baraka's going to hang on to get that inside line in the last corner. You all know it's
as they wheel bang.
Yeah, they wheel bang. Now it's time to dries, and now Rocco is the first one to blink.
And Kaya following up.
Jensen stays out. Lou stays out. Mika stays out. Macho stays out. He's going to have a move on Mika.
Davey, Henry, Harm, all boxing as well. Kaya's looking like he's going to go to the end on the hard tyres. Rocco maybe could go to the end on the mediums, but it's going to be a bit touch and go there.
That's a bit naughty from Mika. I do apologise for cutting in. And
Mika. I just caught that.
Were you on board with Mika?
I was on board with Mika there. That was cheeky from Mika there, and I won't be surprised if that gets reported by Macho.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching that as well. They were going side by side. Macho went wide, taking Mika with him to give him a 3-second penalty. Obviously, Mika wasn't happy, gave him wheel bumped on the exit, and to return the favour, turn 2, shut the door on him.
Let's have a look at the penalties at the moment. Harm down there with 12 seconds, Jonah with 3, Milan with 3, Mika with 3, Rocco 3, and Zero with 3. Sem has joined back about 1 minute and 25 seconds behind Zero.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's see what these two do. Are they going to stay in or are they going to stay out? Obviously, they're going to come in. Both of them are in. As careful you don't cross the pit line, guys. Obviously, people will report that if you do see that. So try and keep it in the lines as you can. As Mika just goes dive bombing it on the inside of Lou into the pit lane.
But all eyes now.
Macho is Macho is the leading pack in this dry set of compound. So where's he going to come out in this?
Rocco's the lead dry runner right now. Macho's box for the Inters.
Oh, sorry, that's what I meant, Rocco.
But here comes Rocco. Rocco coming down the main straight here. Where will he file out? Would this be an absolute masterclass here? He comes out 4th, ahead of Milan. And Kaya jumps Jensen. So very, very smart from Rocco and Kaya, respectively, here. Macho on the softs, so he might be going for the fastest lap.
Maybe, but that means he's going to make another stop.
Yeah, Davey is retired. That's both Ferraris out. He's just retired in the pit lane.
Yeah, and now let's see if the setup does come into play for some drivers now. Now it's all dried up, as Rocco has got those tyres up to temperature now, and now he's got DRS behind Dark Tuna. So would he probably get him in the next lap? It's a bit risky, but I don't think he will. As we see Mika getting passed by Lou with the DRS enabled now. Now it's back to dries. And medium tyres as
Mika makes the move.
It looks like Lou let him by there, so he must have overtook him legally there. But I'm not too sure. But anyone down the field, where did Macho come out all of this? As someone's gone off.
Who is that off? That is the Aston Martin of ERT Henry. So Aston Martin having a better day than Ferrari, but not having the best of times here at the French Grand Prix.
Yeah, typical turn 11, the fast right-hander, and you just lose the back end of it. As the fastest lap kit ticks in now with Baraka. somehow getting the fastest lap on that one, even though he came out on the pits at the same lap. But Rocco's still keeping Dark Tuner available now, as Ham has got the fastest lap now. As the track comes thick and fast, as Henry retires in the pits, he's clearly had enough.
Yeah.
He's not happy with the Aston Martin right now, and I think that's one of my predictions gone. I'm not too sure.
I'm trying to think of my predictions. Baraka, Jensen, and Milan, so I've only got one at the moment.
I think I went.
Kaya is out. That's
no!
out.
What happened to him?
It looks like we're going to follow on here with TC, see if we can find out, but that looks to be on the exit of turn 7. Has he just retired in the menu, or has he crashed out, or what? As we're going to follow on here, see. He's in a marshal post. I think he just retired.
He must have locked the back end though, or maybe he slammed into that wall. It's very weird why he would retire in that session, in that corner. I don't know why. He's in a very comfortable position.
Yeah.
But now we're back at the top 2, as Yorno is still ahead of Baraka, very comfortably actually, as my timing screen is now glitched now. So
yeah, I've got the same thing. It's just going to come through
now, as Yorno has got the fastest lap so far of this race, with the gap to 1.4 seconds now. He's really quite comfortably around here. I think he's looking for redemption over Japan, which he done an amazing job there, as Macho gets fastest lap now.
So that must have been the Alfa Romeo strategy there, putting Macho on the soft compound tyre just to take the fastest lap.
Possibly. I mean, and to be honest, now looking at the laps 10 laps ago, he might make it to the end, but he might do the constructive thing of getting the fastest lap, as we see Milan getting past Rocco now. Very comfortable move.
Yeah, 8 and 9 here.
Yeah, with Abel, DRS, ERS, and so on and so forth. And we see a yellow flag in the first sector.
Yellow flag, I do believe that is Sem. Yes, Sem.
Who is now back in this lobby now, which hopefully that won't cause any drama lobby-wise. But yeah, go on.
But yeah, Yona here, through turn 12 and 13 now, he looks to be building a gap on Baraka, and it's safe to say Yona could definitely be putting up a fight here for the race win for Red Bull. As we said as well, chasing down AlphaTauri in the Constructors for P2 as he sets the fastest lap of a 1:32.8. And then Dark Tuna just does that with a 7 instead. So ignore what I just said.
The hype up of the fastest lap just being taken away. Yeah. But as we see, Lou, there's so many fast. Slow down, everyone, with the fastest laps. Obviously, the track is drying up, getting faster and faster now. It's probably still in the favour of Macho, who's the only soft runner out there, I believe. I need to get my delta up for that.
Only soft runner, apart from Sem here, but Macho possibly trying to steal the fastest lap so Baraka can't get it, mainly for Jensen as a bit of a, as he goes wide through turn 6. Possibly to stop Baraka getting that point and getting an extra point on Jensen in the championship.
Sorry, here comes Lou for P7. Mika very late coming out of the slipstream. He's going to make this move done. Yeah, he does. I thought he shot the door too early there, but he did that move exquisitely well. Sam has got a 3-second penalty, sorry. But out of the lot, only 2 people has not got penalties, and it's obviously the 2 title contenders, which is Jensen and Baraka.
So currently, looking at it, Jensen will go P4 with penalties, and Baraka will take the race win, unless Jonah can pull out another 1.3 seconds, or Baraka himself gets penalty.
It all depends how many penalties everyone else has got in total. Yeah, they might have 3 seconds, but they might have more than 3 seconds to their name, and we just can't see them, which is more interesting to us, more interesting for you, the viewers. This just makes that extra exciting, which I'm glad to see we can't see that right now. As Yorno is just doing an amazing job so far, even in the dry conditions, which I thought he would struggle at He's actually doing an amazing job so far. But I think they're both going flat out with the amount of ERS they're applying. They're applying the same amount, so I think they're all doing well. But I think we need to keep an eye on Tuna here.
Yeah.
He's got 40% of energy left, and he is closing that gap quite quickly now. Now it's on the dry compounds, so he could be a dark horse to win this race by the looks of it as it stands. But we have to just keep an eye on that for a sec.
As there's a battle. Overtakes Luther P7 going into turn 8. Again, it's all about, such as like in Imola, it's all about the power of the DRS, especially at these very like power demanding circuits. There's a yellow flag stem out. Hopefully that's not a safety car.
And it looks like there isn't, which I don't know if there's a safety car because we haven't had a safety car yet in this race, and quite frankly I think there should have been at least one, but unfortunately there isn't. So I think there's a bug in the lobby, but we have to accept that and move on.
I think the only one where there could have been was Kaya. Everyone else was tied in the pits, but that's both Aston Martins, both Ferraris out, one Alpine as well in the home Grand Prix for the French outfit.
Yeah, as we're keeping an eye on this battle for Baraka and Dark Tuna, who's coming down again 0.2 a lap. With again the percentage, as we see, Milan getting a 3-second penalty, so does Rocco in the process of that. So I don't know where everyone's going to be coming towards the end of this race. It's going to be quite exciting. But Rocco is on the move on Milan. Is he going to make the move? No, he's not. He's going to stuck him behind, but he's going to make Jensen come in a little bit more close now as Milan goes wide. That's a bit naughty, and he's got another 3 seconds just to cover that as well, so it's going to be more frustrated now. Is he going to let Rocco have this one?
I think he may. I think Rocco might try and make the move, but Jensen joining the battle through turn 11, down into turn 12. Will Rocco try and make a move? Because currently Jensen's sitting tight. He knows, with the current penalty status, that he will jump up a few positions. As
we see Milan getting in the pits, I think he's
retired.
5-second penalty and he's retired. I don't know why you've done that, unless he had quite a lot of penalties that we thought.
I think that would have been 14 seconds with the speeding under in the pit lane. But
quite a lot of penalties has been in this race for other drivers as well, so I don't think there was any need to retire like that, really. Yes, you made a mistake, but you have to just suck up and move on from my point of view, because it is a race and anything can happen. You can't always go your way. But out of all this, Rocco is still in 4th, and he's doing a fantastic job so far.
But Jensen has the DRS now, down the back straight, I do believe, down into turn 8. Will Jensen try and make the move? No, he thinks better of it.
Yeah, I think now the DRS detection for Rocco is now gone now, because he's got no one in front of him to help him with. So he could be a quite sitting duck for the last 7 laps. But as we see, Zero get another 3-second penalty. Hopefully we won't see a disqualification for these guys. As you see, Macho is now pitted for his fresh set of softs again.
And he's going to make the run on Med TC here, down into turn 8.
And he does that so well. Lay on the brakes, got the car turning, and he managed to get it done on TC straight away there. But TC's doing a good race on his debut, despite some rookie mistakes. It's not his debut, but
Macho is out.
Oh, I was
That's
actually
BSC here.
I wasn't on board with him, but
safety car is out. Safety car is out.
Right. Okay. So Oh.
This plays into the hands here of MedTC and Zero, who they're the only two not to pass the pit lane. As TC comes in.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna make any positions because everyone else is still on their delta. They have not cut the safety car just yet, so everyone will be fine. but this does play in the path of Rocco now, because Jensen and Baraka now.
Baraka, yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, because they're the only one in this race has not got any penalties, and obviously Baraka, he could just stay behind Yorno for all he cares, because like if you think about how the game works, 2 laps behind the safety car, so we should be back to racing.
I'm saying lap 25 will.
I'm saying 24 on that one, but either way, you don't think you can make up 3 seconds in that amount of lap times. For what we've seen anyway, they haven't been opening the gap that much, as we see. No surprise, Yorno is in, so is Baraka.
Everyone's going to be in now, I think, for the soft tyres.
Yeah, careful, Rocco, for that white line, as that was a little bit cheeky there, but hopefully you'll be alright. But no surprise though, people coming in for their pit stops.
Mika, that was very dodgy. Crossed the white line, I caught that.
I did see that. I was on board with Lou at that point, so I don't know if we can report. I don't know if we can report it.
I'll mention it if needs be, but I don't think I think Lou will be the one to report it.
Yeah, obviously we did say at the beginning of the stream, make sure you stay in between those white lines to not gain any advantage. But again, we were muted for the first 8 minutes, but I'm pretty sure we did
say it
ourselves. Right, but now what would you do now? You're Jensen. Would you just try and hold position, or knowing that Baraka is in second now, do you think you should just go for it? Because otherwise, everyone else is just going to be going out at it now. Because now it's pretty much a 5-lap sprint.
Yeah. Well, looking at it, Baraka obviously he's going to try and stick with Jonah as much as he can. But the big factor could be whether Dark Tuna in particular actually goes for a move on Baraka.
That is true, because he was closing on Baraka, wasn't he, on the dry set, so it could make a big problem for him. I think Yorno is probably hoping that, because he's probably saw that on his television screen, or Dark Tuna closing up. But Jensen will probably have to get this move done quick and simple.
I'm thinking he'll have to get the move on Rocco, and while he gets the move done on Rocco, possibly hope that Dark Tuna goes for the move on Baraka, so that it's a battle for third at that point, on track obviously. But it's going to be very interesting to see on the restart, obviously Jonah leading the way, Baraka getting pretty close to him. A bit cheeky there, a bit lucky not to hit. We'll have one more lap under safety car. Zero catches up the queue now. But looking at penalties, obviously everyone's going to score points, but I think obviously the driver's at the advantage of Baraka and Jensen. The two drivers at disadvantages, I'm saying Rocco and Harm. Rocco holding a 6-second penalty, and so he's going to have to go very aggressive to try and make a move on Dark Tuna as well, if you want, and gap him by 3 seconds.
Or would you want to go aggressive and risk for another penalty, or losing more times to the cars behind? Because he's clearly had the pace this race compared to previous races, so maybe if I was him, I may let Jensen go, but Rocco's a fire. I think this is pretty much his best finish of the season so far, if he keeps it on track at least. So
really Rocco has won this season, so...
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he won in China. Round 2.
Oh, I wasn't really commentating that back then. I wasn't really thinking about F1. I didn't even know any of the names back then. But as we see all the drivers getting very close together on this back straight, as the sun is now nice and bright now, so we're going to see some rapid fire with these cars now. I don't think there's going to be any mercy between these drivers. There's not going to be any consistency now. I think it's just going to go it's just a 5-lap lobby. Everyone's just going to be going for it.
Yeah.
Especially Yorno. I think Baraka is just going to probably just keep his distance now. Obviously, you can see his rival is a couple of places behind him. As we see a safety car coming in now, as we will finally go back to racing with 10 cars now for the final 4 laps of this race.
Baraka's on the inside here of Jonah, being a bit... Definitely trying to seek any opportunity of a mistake on the restart.
It's quite soon though. I think he wants to stay out of trouble, because obviously on this game with this stupid system, if you can collide with someone under the safety car,
5 seconds,
yeah, you get a 5-second penalty. Obviously it'll get removed, but yeah, it's a stupid way to do it, as Baraka is staying out of trouble. But Yorno is no stranger of resets, and off he goes now.
Yeah, he's gone quick. Has he caught Baraka?
I think he has, I think he's caught him a little bit, but everyone else is pretty much close to each other. The top 5, off they go, and Baraka is making sure he doesn't get away at all, as we see down the field. Pretty much single file all the way down. The closest battle looking like it is Jensen and Rocco. Rocco, I think Rocco is going to be defending this for all his might. I don't think he cares about any penalties right now. And I think
Lou gets another penalty.
Lou gets a penalty. I wonder whether that's going to put him near the end of this race. We don't. I don't know where everyone's going to be finishing. All we do know is Baraka and Jensen are very comfortably not on penalties. So, but now there's a gap falling between Dark Tuna and Rocco now, as he's holding up a bit of a train. But Mika's more close to Jensen than Jensen is to Rocco. Yeah. So he might have the opportunity to get him into turn 11 here, as he's perfectly in that slipstream. Not gaining though, as Jensen is using all deployment, as he needs to hold that position, hopefully get Rocco on track. But Mika's holding his ground. He's literally not letting Jensen get away. He's going sideways down the turn.
As Mika spins in turn, I do believe that is turn
13?
12.
Oh, that's turn 12.
This little kink here is 13 and this is 14.
Oh, he's lost temperatures in his tyres now. He's trying to hold it down. As Baraka gets the fastest lap now, and he's 3 tenths behind Yorno. So he's going to get that move on track. But go on.
At this current moment as well, looking at penalties, Baraka will win the race. Jensen will actually come up to P2 if he is able to keep 4 tenths within these, as long as he doesn't lose 4 tenths now on Jonah. But as I say that, commentator's curse has just kicked in.
Yeah, as we saw that in the first 2 laps or so by myself. So anything can happen. But Rocco is still amazingly holding on to 4th place with Jensen close behind, with less than 3 laps to go in this French Grand Prix. No issues whatsoever with connection, so whatever happens from here and now will be the end result. Whatever issues Baraka leads!
Commentator's curse!
Oh no.
No. As he dropped down to 3rd, and it's what happened to Macho in F2, if you remember, in China, where he got disconnected out, I do believe, from the lead. As Baraka, he loses 4th, and that is absolute heartbreak. Just to mention, currently in F2, David is currently on to win the championship.
Yeah,
in
possibly.
P2.
Matt, so I'm just traumatized of what I've just witnessed.
No.
You think my commentator's curse was a shambles? That right there, I think that's why you don't do commentating that much evil, because you have the worst timing ever. Oh, but that's such. I really do feel for him. I really do feel for him.
But that is so heartbreaking to watch.
But now that just puts Jensen now of a blink of an eye to be on top of the championship now. As there's still no sign of Baraka coming back. Already down to last place of the group. into 10th place, so he will still get a point. He will still get points.
Yeah.
But he needs to get back to get. Oh man, I'm lost for words for this guy. As we don't see any battles so far on track at the minute. I think the closest one is probably Lou.
Yeah. That is so gut wrenching.
It's like breaking up by text. It's that heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh no,
and he's back.
That's even worse. I'm sorry. That's just not on.
Can he claw back anything from this race? We all know he's a very quick driver, and will he be able to claw anything back?
He probably still can just by penalties alone. So we just have to wait and see by that. Maybe P7.
I'm seeing
P6,
about a P8.
I don't know.
P8, P7.
But now he instantly left. I don't know if he did instantly or that's more connection issues. But we are, out of all that drama, we're on the final lap, and Yorno is still leading the way, as he deserves anyway. But Dark Tuna is actually behind him. But he's out dearer soon, so I think he maybe has got this covered here. As Rocco gets overtaken by Jensen into P3, Jensen goes, Rocco falls down to P4. As Lou still hangs on for P5. Har's still on for P6.
I don't know what to say.
Side-by-side action for Mika and Zero for pretty much the wooden spoon of the top 10.
Yeah, Baraka's back as well,
joins. And I hope he gets points. I don't want to see the penalties. As we see...
I don't look at penalties.
As we see, the wooden spoon still going on by Zero and Mika. They're still fighting on. But Yorno doing an amazing race.
Down to turn 15.
On the main straight. He's going to win on track, which he does deserve. I think he's only got 3 seconds to his name.
Yeah.
As we see him cross the line to win on track the French Grand Prix.
Yeah.
But Jensen wins it by penalties. Good conserved racing for him, and just like that, it's just a blink of an eye, it's done.
Driver of the day today, voted for by the in-game fans, is Mika. Michael, who would you put for your driver of the day?
Do you know what? There's a part of me just wants to give it to Baraka because of that heart. Because he did nothing wrong there. He had no penalties. He was pretty much on course to win this race on penalties. But I don't know. But I think, from my point of view, I'd probably give it to Rocco because he's finally had a good race compared to previous months. So I personally probably give it to Rocco. But who would your driver of the day be? You might change my mind.
Again, I'm saying Baraka for he didn't put a foot wrong all race, and for the way it happened is absolutely gut wrenching for any driver in the end. P10 there, obviously getting a very strong pole and the fastest lap, so he will get 2 points. But the way it happened, just absolutely heartbreaking. For me, I could see. I have no full idea. I'm tempted to. I'm in agreement with Rocco. Absolutely defended like a lion all race. Drove his heart out and got very unlucky with the penalties. But drove absolutely incredible. So I'm saying Rocco.
Actually, now because I took a picture of that screenshot, I've just seen who's in P4, and that's TC.
Oh,
it wasn't really. It wasn't even in there at all.
Yeah.
I don't think he could. I don't think he should get driver of the day just for that. But yeah, that's quite incredible.
That's really wrong one.
Yes, we will go straight into the bye.
Who won? Jensen. So I'll just
it was Jensen.
I'll meet you in the interviews chat.
Yep. as we're waiting for other
Just wait
people
for a
to
few more.
join the interviews. But I think we should just start off with the race winner, as he's the only one in this party. So, Jensen, are you there?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your race win. Pretty much, quite unsurprisingly, race win, because we thought Baraka would have had that in the bag.
Yeah.
But yeah, just talk us through it, because we just couldn't believe what were happening for the last 5 laps or so.
Yeah, I didn't have the pace today. I know Baraka deserved that more than I did today. That was like the most unluckiest thing that could happen at that point. Like, you only be 2 laps away, and then, yeah, I don't even know like how he's feeling after that. But yeah, it's a real shame for him. But in the end, I managed to get the best out of it. I mean, I think if that didn't happen, it would have been 13 points behind, because I reckon I probably got P2 in the end, or P3, depending if Jonah got the gap. But yeah, in the end, we'll just have to take it in the end, get my share of luck this season. But yeah, like I said, unlucky for him.
Yeah, pretty much like Max Verstappen's luck in Abu Dhabi just came out of nowhere, as obviously unfortunate for Baraka, but unfortunately it's racing and these things just do happen. It can easily happen to yourself or anyone else, so unfortunately we just have to take it, really. But yeah, but throughout the race though, you clearly didn't really have the pace, really, because you was pretty much stuck behind Rocco throughout the entire bit of that race. So, was there any strategy you were going for that race? Because you looked like you were struggling quite poorly at the start of that race, or was it just not the conditions suiting you?
I don't know. I felt really off the pace in qualifying, and then of course the race, as you saw, it wasn't really easy to keep up. I was basically just sticking behind Rocco at that point. I was trying to keep Kaya behind me as well. Pitting a lap early might have been the way, maybe to gain a position on such as Dark Tuner maybe, or something like that. But yeah, in the end, it's how it is. It's P1, and yeah, I don't know. It's a very weird way to end the race, but yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all really feeling that. I mean, we had 10 drivers actually finishing that race at the end of it, out of the possible 18, 19 drivers. And yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, congratulations to you on your race win, but I don't think anyone wanted to see that kind of race win that has just been handed to someone, which doesn't feel right to any driver. But yeah, congratulations to Baraka if you're listening. Yeah, just unfortunate, but congratulations from your point of view, even just staying out of trouble for penalties, which I think was pretty much your next target, because I didn't know if you had any warnings. We didn't really want to see the penalties from anyone else. Were you just keeping it clean for the rest of that 5 lappers?
Yeah, I was trying to keep the pace, but I only had one warning at the time, and I don't know if I picked up another one from there, but I was just pushing at the end there. It was like last season I was trying to break a 3-second gap with my penalty. For this season I was trying to keep within it, and yeah, it worked in the end.
Yeah, it definitely did work at the end. Evil, do you have any questions for Jensen?
Yeah, so looking into the USA, we'll go for the next track in January. How well do you run there, would you say, normally? Especially with penalties, tyre wear as well being a factor there.
It's probably one of our weaker circuits, but I think I've had some decent performances around there so far. So if I get the race right, I think I could possibly play a chance at the win if I keep out the penalties, which I've always done so far at USA in all my league races this year. So yeah, see how it goes.
Well, congratulations on your win. Obviously, the way it happened was on our end very heartbreaking to watch for Baraka, but you capitalised on it. So well done on your win, and we'll hopefully, well, me and Michael may not see you next time, but hopefully FRL will see you next time.
You can thank evil for your commentator's curse there for giving Baraka that bad luck.
You said it, Michael. You said it.
But yeah, well done, Jensen, for your win, and good luck for your next race in the USA.
Thank you, and cheers for comms as always as well.
Yep, hopefully it was all okay for you, especially for the last 8 minutes. You didn't hear a word, so.
First 8.
But yeah, congratulations, and good luck for next week.
Thank you.
Right, and the next person, I believe, is Yona?
Yona, yeah.
Yep.
Yona.
Yep.
It's the same thing. But, well, congratulations on your result in qualifying and on your race. Do you want to talk us through quali and into the race?
Yeah. Actually, I was a bit surprised. I hadn't touched France all day. I just did a practice sessions together with Harmon, like an hour before, not even an hour before. So I did it. It went not very good. So I was like, ah man, let's just see. And I did I think 0.4 as a second or last run in the practice session. So I thought, oh well, we're gonna see. And I looked in the chat and someone said I did a 27.9. So I was like, okay. Let's just wait and see. And I mean, the laps came out and they seemed to be pretty good compared to the field. And when I got pole provisionally, I was pretty how do you say, pretty stoked about that. And then Baraka came over the line and just beat it by like 8,000. So it's just good qualifying in the end. Then into the race, I got a very bad start. I got wheel spin in like 4th gear, and Milan got past. Kept up the pace. Milan dropped a bit back from Baraka, and a few laps later, I was feeling like I was getting real close each time, especially in sector 3. So I needed to get past in order to get back to Baraka, which I managed to do. Quite nicely actually, and it seemed like I had the pace for the race. Unfortunately, the penalties bottled my win. Of course, I did it myself, but unfortunately, the penalties were not my strongest point of the race. But during the pit stop phase, I got a message from Jeff from Different Strategy, and at that moment we were in sector 3 heading towards the penultimate corner, and I was on the inside, so not on the pit entry line. And so I was afraid Baraka was gonna go in, but he didn't. So we kept battling a little bit more, but luckily I was in front and got to the pit first, didn't get undercutted, got a gap on the mediums, tried to extend it. And then the safety car came out, and that was. I thought the race over, like for the win definitely, and also for P2 because I knew Jensen had 0 penalties as well as Baraka, and it was gonna be very hard to get him out of the 3 seconds. And then of course the most unfortunate thing ever could happened to Baraka. I'm sincerely sad for him that happened. At first I was like, oh, he made a mistake, but then I quickly noticed he left the session. It was, like you said in the chat, it was heartbreaking for everyone. He had that win, he got away with nothing, so that's really, really unfortunate. But so in the end, Jensen got a win, and I got P2, and I think I can be pretty satisfied with the result. Second podium in a row, so scoring good points.
Well, you pretty much covered that in that one question alone.
I do. I mean, I do that almost every week. I just you ask me one question, just talk us through it, and I'll just cover the whole race in 5 minutes less.
That's it. If I interview you next week, I'll just say you'll know, just take it away, and you just
Yeah,
let it go.
exactly. I just take you through the whole race.
Yeah, but obviously compared to last week, you had the pace, but I didn't think you would have the pace to win that race in particular. But this one, you actually did look like you had the pace to win this race and win this race comfortably, despite having the penalties. Because I think the gap was 1.7, and it was still growing from 7 laps to go. So unfortunately,
sorry to interrupt you, but I needed in 9 laps to go. I needed 9/10, I think, when we were on the mediums. So I knew I had to break away by a tenth a lap, and it was seeming like that was possible. I hadn't gave up on that. But of course, the safety car was really unfortunate for me for my win chances.
Yeah, obviously, you still had an amazing pace, and you still, quite luckily, we have to say, you're still lucky to have P2 despite having that penalty. But either way, if it was Baraka still on top, you still would have got a podium, so it's still an amazing achievement from your perspective. And again, amazing pace. Evil, do you have any questions?
So that's 4 podiums in a row now, it actually looks like, since Russia.
Okay.
Yeah, Russia, Singapore, Japan, and now France. Looking into the USA, obviously a very difficult track, especially with penalties, tyre wear, and all that. Are you looking to possibly make it so it's add a win and make it 5 in a row for the podium? Or what's the expectation going into the Circuit of Americas?
I guess I want to set my expectations as low as possible. That way I can only perform better in the end. I think that's the best way to approach it for me, because it's not my best track, but I mean, I guess I can never know. I think I won't be very performing in the qualifying compared to for example Baraka. I think he's really quick in every circuit. Just as Jensen, by the way, he's always in the top 5, or today was top 6, but that doesn't matter. I'm gonna set my expectations on a top 10, and if I'm really struggling, I'm of course going for the P11 strat. And in the race, you never know, but I'll hope I'll perform as good as I did today to make it 5 in a row, and who knows, maybe I can get up to P3 in the championship to my teammates, and keep scoring big points for Red Bull, and maybe get P2 in the constructors, if that's still possible.
Yeah, looking at the results here, with the results going your way, with I think that's 18 points going to you. Just doing the maths quickly, you go P4 in the Drivers' Championship with that result. So very, very right now you'll go to P4.
Yeah,
from
okay.
P7.
Okay. And P2 is how far away?
Well, P2 will be about another 100 points.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so that's going to be difficult. So P3 maybe. I have to adjust my expectation then.
Yeah, just gotta catch Lou.
Yeah, exactly.
But very good race today, mate.
Thank you.
And see you next time in the Circuit of Americas.
Yeah, do you guys know when that is?
The 4th of January, I do believe. The first Tuesday back.
Okay.
First Tuesday of the year.
Good.
So you got a week break.
Yeah, nice. Okay, well, mates, thanks for the thanks for the comms. I'm gonna enjoy the stream, and have a good one tonight.
And you, as I do believe now, we go to Macho. Let me have a quick look in the.
I'm here.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, Nacho, take it away.
You want me to take it away?
Nah, Michael, take it away.
Right, obviously, it hasn't really been a good day for you, has it? In qualifying and also the race. Do you want to talk us from the start from quali? Because I think you started P12, yeah, outside the top 10. So, yeah, just talk us through it, really.
Well, I was doing quali, and at one point I thought, why am I going so slow on the straight? Like, I was giving Jensen a slipstream, and I was thinking, like, what? I have DRS open, standard fuel mixture with hot lap on, and he's still catching me like I'm nowhere. So then I thought, like, what? We're running almost the same wings. What's the problem? And I was looking, and I think, my brake pedal was hanging. So yeah, I was driving with a constant like 95 pressure on the throttle instead of 100. So that was just not ideal. And then yeah, I don't know what happened. I went into the wall, and Jensen won. So we scored more points in the end than I would have done.
Yeah, it was commiserations for you, but like you said, you got points as a team's perspective, which is not too bad at all. But I want to know if you could talk us about that incident with Mika, I believe, coming out of turn 1. Obviously, you two were banging wheels, and it looked like you gave him a 3-second penalty just for pushing him wide, and he didn't look very happy. And I was wondering, did he close the door on you at all?
Oh yeah, I don't know, man. I literally don't know what happened. I'll need to look back, but yeah, it seems like he was just a bit salty. And he turned in, and I spun, but yeah, it's not the end of the world. Spinning in P9.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it did look a bit argy-bargy between the pair of you, because obviously we believe you two would be up there fighting for podiums, but obviously it didn't turn out the case tonight, because it just seems like everyone was just fighting for their lives pretty much for in the inter stint at the start of the race. So it was quite argy-bargy for most of the drivers, as half the grid was retiring. But if we put this week behind us, heading into the next one, which is the USA, do you think you can fight back up to fighting for podiums again, getting good points for the team?
I don't know. I feel good around the USA. Always seem to have a good pace. I do somehow destroy the whole race sometimes, but yeah, we'll see. I think listening to other people, if it's not their favorite track, and I know I have a decent pace there, I could be fighting for a top 5 or even a podium again.
Maybe. I mean, people say it might be the worst track, but it could be a slide dog error, and it might just come out and bite you. But hopefully, you will fight for podiums and hopefully wins next time out in the USA. Evil, do you have any questions?
Yeah, going on to the USA, obviously you're going to want to put this the incident behind you. This race not being the best, obviously, with the crash which we saw. But obviously, the USA known for a lot of penalties. What are your expectations going into this race at the Circuit of Americas?
Well, like I said, focus on just being consistent and maybe getting a top 5 or even a podium finish. That's it.
Oh,
not more
short
than
and
that.
simple. The Alfa Romeo way.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for driving, and look, commiserations today, mate. But I'm sure you'll bounce back stronger than ever. So, yeah, well done, mate.
Yep. Thanks, and thanks for your comments, guys.
All good. As
No
I
worries. And
do you think that's it?
that's it for the interviews.
I'll have a quick look.
Yeah, and it is.
Yeah.
So that'll be it for F1 FRL tonight.
F2 is erupting.
As is there any news from F2?
Jensen's just confirmed it in the chat. David needs 1 point to win the title.
Well, if he gets his 5-second penalty removed, he's won the championship.
Yeah, but you really think Bunty?
How it stands is he has a 156 point gap over Bunty, with 156 points left. But since if Bunty gets to win the fastest lap for all the remaining races, he will become champion if
as long as
David
David
also
score.
doesn't score, because wind factor.
Yeah. Oh wow.
2011 vibes. But yeah, that's the end of the French Grand Prix finally, after many months of waiting for F1 FRL. And we won't be here next week because we're taking a break for Christmas and New Year, so this will be the last FRL video of the year, so all the drivers can have a fantastic break, and especially Baraka. I think he deserves it. But Evil, who's your driver of the day?
I'm gonna give it to Rocco he was absolutely amazing defending, especially in the final few laps. Despite the penalty, if he hadn't got them penalties early on, I definitely would have considered him as a contender for the race win. But to come home P6, despite with the penalties as well. But yeah, very good defensive display. Defended like a lion for a lot of the race. So he's my driver of the day.
I agree. After quite a few months of quite bad luck, really, with that rear end of that McLaren. So yeah, I totally agree with you, and he does deserve it. Followed by Baraka also. But yep, again, that's it for F1, and for all of us, to all of you, to all the drivers, have a happy Christmas and a happy New Year from FRL F1.